Okay, so yesterday was a little rough. Um, Not in my daily life, but on the level of soul progression. I can no longer make the statement that I don't care what people think, because I realize that that is not true yet. I was receiving messages yesterday from Spirit. I've begun to call them the masters, and it can be any one of different groups that I have enjoyed the messages from over the years. There's a very strong, what I will call Christ connection, Christ being the truth of all of us. So at that level, we are all that, and we are just aspects of that one. So there is a very strong connection there, and a lot of it is just that which, the Christ is what I call the higher self. Sometimes I can sense a little flavor coming in from other groups I've heard messages from, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that the message was challenging. It is nothing new. The teaching is nothing new. The teaching was not challenging for me. What was challenging for me was putting out that message publicly. It's much easier when we allow these things to be left in the context of generality, when we put it in the context of a real experience occurring or having had occurred. It is so much more difficult to put these teachings into practice because we like to, as humans, we like to say, oh yes, this but not that. This is of God but not that. And even though I understand the teaching, I still have fear around the response, reaction that will be in the one that hears the message as it is put out, because, one second. Sorry, puppy bone chewing. So when it's placed in context of something that we experience in the world and something that is so emotional, I'm coming to, I came to terms with that a long time ago. I had to come to terms with that through my own healing process, that God is in all things, right? So it was necessary for me, for my own sanity and my own human survival, that I found the perfect purposefulness in experiences that I have had in this lifetime, and then also those that are experienced by what seems like others. It was because of that healing process that I am where I am today, as far as my purview, they would say, which is the way that I see the world, the way that I then experience the world. So for me, my concern is only what the message that I have released, how that is going to affect those who hear it. Some of it is a selfishness, because I really don't want to have to feel or experience the resistance backlash from that message. And they and I did speak much gratitude to them last night as I was going to sleep, that I was so grateful that they were willing to hang with me yesterday and deliver that message 3 different times in 3 different ways, and were still willing to soften and soften and soften the information and the way it came through, because I'm always, that is part of right, wrong, I don't know, part of my process is, as the information comes in, I am trying in every moment to almost sugarcoat it, almost soften it, because we are still so conditioned in the ways that we have been, and through this judgment system of fear. So when those messages went out yesterday, it was really difficult for me. I mean, the first 2 videos, I watched them and I struggled. I was like, I can't put this out. I just can't. I know it's true. And so this message is an acknowledgement that fear is still a part of my experience, even where I am. It is still a part of my experience. It is still oh my gosh, what will this do? Will this cause suffering in that person for me to tell them the truth? Will they want to crucify me because I have told them this thing that they can't accept or are not yet ready to accept? And yet at some level, they will know that it's true. And because they will know that it's true, they will seek to destroy the messenger, and this has been done in our history. We are aware of that. God, Father, Mother, God has sent many messengers to our earth plane, and our response to them has been to destroy the messenger rather than really looking at and accepting the message. Particularly when we know it's true. Then we become even more angry because the attitude is, how dare you show me what I do not want to see? How dare you show me what I don't want to look upon? How dare you tell me what I don't want to know? And the other thing is, because I have these fears that still hang over my head, I also cannot make the claim that I am without fear. I'm without fear in certain ways. And this goes back to a message that I think it was a typed message, I don't remember, put out about the faces of fear and the ones that we deem are acceptable and the ones we deem are unacceptable. The faces of fear, the ones that we justify and validate and even make righteous, okay? We even make them righteous in a way. And the ones that then we will we will damn. So when we see others in the world, other humans, which are not really others, but anyway, I have to be able to speak this message. When we see others and we see their behavior, we must know that we have fear within us. It has been part of the human process that is still being purged, that is still being purified. I do have a message. I will put this on pause. Actually, maybe I'll make that a separate message. I did receive a message today. This is just me. It is us, but it is the personality who fears. And so it is the Missy, the human that fears. So when we see things in the world that we want to judge and criticize and condemn, let us be aware that all of those things that we think are outside of us have their basis in fear. That is where they come from. It is a distortion, in a sense, of love. So therefore it is still of God, because it is a distortion of love. Okay? When we see those actions, we must know simply that they are fear. And in this way, it is easier to not judge them. We must also be mindful of where fear still is within our experience, where fear is still manipulating, influencing, and informing our actions, thoughts, views, decisions. That is all for now. In peace and in love, may you be blessed.